Hello, viewers. This is The Mindful Man, reading The Clinic by Paul G. Brett, Chapter 7, Lucy. Our next visit to the parents was due to take place in December. It was Christmas time, and I had to go and be with them. I had no alternative. It was a bit difficult when I was in the house as my mother. She was always mothering me, in the same house as my mother. I don't know what to call it, really. I used to feel she wanted me to do something that I wasn't. And it didn't help her being a bishop's wife. She thought everyone expected her to run a model family, to be on form all the time, and to act like her husband's curate. Having a daughter who was into her 30s and not yet producing grandchildren didn't quite seem to fit her ideal picture, and she'd never liked the North. I felt she was ashamed. Though whether she was ashamed of me or just ashamed, I wasn't sure. It made for an awkward atmosphere at home. I didn't really want to call it home, for I've never lived there, but it was home. Oh dear, what a muddle I was in. Anyway, Papa wasn't much help either. He seemed interested in Hugo's work, yes, but changed the subject whenever anything serious started up, to keep the peace, I suppose. In a way, I was sorry Hugo couldn't come with me. He had his own parents to go and see at Christmas time, and didn't go there very often. They lived in a large house in Witherbrook. His dad was a doctor at a local hospital, and his mother was suffering from cancer, I think, and was very withdrawn into herself. He didn't want to talk about it, and I sensed he didn't get on with her. He'd done well in his medical studies and made new friends. Some with money and all with ambition. A bit like my papa, really. Anyway, it was Christmas and we had our duties. Hugo had saved up quite a bit of money, and we'd paid the deposit on a house in Wimbledon in South London. It all went through amazingly quickly, but then I didn't know how those things were done, and I was excited about it. It was in what we'd discovered they called the Battles area, with roads named Trafalgar and Victory and Nelson and Hamilton. We'd laughed at the idea that he might have had a battle with her. They were mostly two-bedroom terrace houses with bay windows and little porches, modest and attractive. Hardy Road was a little bigger than our previous flat, and I was looking forward to living in a new area. The restaurants and shops along the Broadway were just round the corner, and the theatre. You could get to central London quickly on the tube, and there were orchestras and concerts to go to. It was so exciting. We spent a lot of time discussing how to decorate the place. I wanted to be bold, and had sent for the colour card from Farrow and Ball. What about George and Green in the living room and one of their blues in the back bedroom? I suggested one evening. And the bathroom could have large, shiny red and white tiles and spotlights. But he was adamant. It was so out of date, George, and it's enough having to live with Hardy and the Battle of flipping Trafalgar. It's past history, love, 1805. Anyway, you can't have colours with blue in them in a west-facing room, he said. It'll be dark in the morning, it'll be too gloomy. It won't be in the summer. I know, and I don't want people looking in if I'm dozing on the sofa. We could have net curtains. We can't, I hate net curtains. We didn't have them before, and I'm not going to have them here. But everyone has net curtains in London, otherwise people can see what you're doing. Hope you like this simple chapter of The Clinic by Paul G. Brett, which is on Amazon KDP.